Ready to talk. Hello, hello. And we have Magdalena Kubica joining us. Hi, Magda. And Marcelina should also be with us. Hello, good afternoon, how are you?
Hi, everyone. Hello, Łukasz. Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure to have you. I'm glad you're on site, not just online. Marcelina is joining us from Warsaw. Let's see if we have the connection. I will hopefully be able... Hi, Marcelina, how are you?
Hello, hi guys. The studio looks great.
It does.
Nice to see you.
It does. It's super friendly. We want everyone to feel at home here. That's why we're taking tours and showing our international audience what we've built here at Heineken Kraków for people to experience. Magda, you represent a global IT consulting firm, HCL. Marcelina, you represent an association which is 150 members strong, as I understand, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And our goal here today is to prove a couple of points, because we have certain assumptions. Every industry likes to believe that they are unique in some way or unique in the way they implement DEI policy. There is something really intrinsically right about the way they handle it. So in that sense, is the IT sector different? And the first question I want to ask you, is it fair to say that DEI has been really an intrinsic component of the IT sector? It's DNA. If yes, how?
I will respond to this question. So HCL Tech, as I'm the representative of the global IT company, definitely I can confirm that diversity, equity, and inclusion, it is an intrinsic component of the IT industry.
Prove it.
Yes, it is. I'm going to try to do it now. So global by nature, IT sector, it has the exposure.
Global, multicultural, it's
yes,
exposed to
it's
different
exposed
cultures across the
to
globe.
variety of
Argument.
nationalities, exactly, nationalities, cultures, and different perspectives. But so just giving you an example, HCL Tech, we are across 59 countries, and we are exposed to 161 nationalities. So the numbers speak by themselves.
It is impressive.
Yes, and we have a huge global presence. So in IT, we thrive on creativity and problem solving. So these areas are really important when you talk about the diverse teams. So because these diverse teams, they tackle challenges from different angles and different perspectives.
Come on, every industry likes to describe itself as creative and problem-solving focused. So
yes,
how is it different?
But especially in IT, it is very important because we are exposed to these nationalities. We have diverse crowd, and they can generate different ideas, different perspectives. They can challenge themselves from the cultural side and from different nationalities.
Is it partly because remote work is kind of naturally easier in this sector? Even before the pandemic, before this whole remote work conversation started in earnest, IT was already good at it, wasn't it?
Yes, definitely. We have been working remotely, maybe not fully remotely, but in hybrid mode for a very long, very many years before the pandemic happened. I want to tell you something about how we prepare our people, our employees, to be ready to work in the diverse teams, because I think this is an interesting element. It's a program which enables our teams to understand better different cultures, different norms, different beliefs.
That's a bold statement.
It is.
Carry on.
Yes, so basically we do an assessment for our employees to better understand different working styles.
What kind of assessment? Is it a survey? Is it a one-to-one conversation? Is it
It's like a 20-minute conversation based on 5 key factors. So one of the factors, it is how open they are for a different cultures or for a change, how conservative they are. So this is just like one of the factors, but there is multiple factors. And after that, they are feeling more prepared and more aware about different cultures
and super important.
The dynamics.
I would imagine it's not easy because you're essentially circling around someone's comfort zone, right? So you want to understand someone's comfort zone and adjust the work environment accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. So
So it's a direct conversation coupled with some kind of survey, or just
It's-
20 minutes? Can you solve it in 20 minutes, really?
well, it's an assessment. So the assessment is an online assessment where we do, it's kind of a survey, you can tell about that. Where you, after that, you get some insight into a working styles from different nationalities. So there are some specifics of the nationality as Polish nationals or as Indian, because we are headquartered in India. In Asia, the culture and the working style is going to be different than in Europe, for example. So having these diverse teams exposed to different nationalities, and this is, it's our daily bread, basically. It's something that we have to embrace on a daily basis, to know how to communicate with different nationalities, how to communicate something which is, let's say, difficult, to a person from a different nationality, and not to so they don't feel let's say harassed, or they don't feel threatened
Or disadvantaged,
yes,
simply.
exactly.
Can we stop here? Speaking of disadvantaged, we definitely don't want Marcelina to feel disadvantaged merely because she's online. Marcelina, we started with a bold statement trying to assess the maturity of the DEI efforts in the IT sector. Is it fair to say that this sector somehow stands out? We understand the multicultural angle that Magda has been kind to explain. What else would you add in that department?
Yes, definitely, I agree with that.
We can't. Yeah,
I would just like, I would like just to mention that, as you mentioned, as an organization with almost 150 members, we have great overview of data and statistics in the IT sector. And one of the reports that we do every quarter is so-called SODA Sentiment Barometer. This is a periodic survey that measures the current sentiments, challenges, and outlooks
like
of
literally
companies in the IT
SSP,
sector.
soda sentiment.
Yes, exactly. So this tool monitors key market trends, evaluates the industry condition, but also gathers opinion on aspects like employment, sales, and changes in demand for IT services. So the results that we have can provide great insights and help organizations adapt to dynamically changing market and supporting the strategic decision making. And due to our members' needs, since the beginning of 2024, we have introduced the DEI area into this sentiment barometer, which is focusing on assessing the importance of 9 key factors for organizations. And according to your questions about the maturity, I would say that the maturity level vary widely depending on the size of the company. Based on our data, nearly 50% of employees are aware of initiatives that are implemented in their organizations. But in large companies, this number is up to 70% of employees. And like Magda said, this high level of awareness, I would say, is due to large-scale employment and international cooperation with other branches and team. In smaller companies, I would say these DI initiatives represent a growing trend. It will take research in the coming years to tell us more about how quickly and in which direction this trend is evolving. But what we see as SODA, small and medium enterprises sector is very eager to learn from large companies, which are seen as a leader in adopting DI initiatives due to its global workforce.
Marcelina, can I ask you, how do you separate perception, which may be an opinion, from fact? Are you satisfied with the tools like the barometer you're using? Does it exhaust your need to understand the sector?
Of course, it can be improved in coming months and years, but based on the feedback and opinions from member companies, as I mentioned, we've selected 9 factors that are crucial for them and represent the DUI area. I will just briefly tell you about the factors and give the conclusion what's the most important for
9
the
factors,
companies.
And we sadly have
yes,
2 minutes.
9 factors. So the first one, monitoring sentiment around DEI within the organization. And the sentiment is understood as the overall attitude and feelings of employees and leaders towards DEI. Of course, equalizing opportunities for women and men, implementing solutions for employees with disabilities, enhancing communication with multicultural teams, facilitating intergenerational collaboration, creating environment supportive of neurodiversity, developing inclusive leadership competencies. The eighth is implementing DEI practices into the daily operations of the organizations, and this is very strongly connected to the organizational maturity. And the last one, engaging middle management in DEI initiatives. And what we see based on the data from the beginning of from the 2024, it is clear that two of the most important factors for IT companies are number 4 and 5, which is enhancing communication with multicultural teams and facilitating intergenerational collaboration.
All right.
And that leads us to the conclusion that companies are getting greater exposure to international clients and culturally diverse team members.
We need to stop here. I have a super quick question to Magda, but also to you, Marcelina.
Yes, great.
These are really interesting examples. My intuition would tell me, I only hope that as SODA, because one of those factors is communication, as you mentioned, as SODA, you're actually sharing openly through your websites and communication channels all of your actual work around DEI, how you go about it, perhaps even initiatives that didn't work as expected, maybe even a blog article or two around these things for people to understand it better. But my question is, across companies, like we have you, Magda, HCL here, are companies collaborating, cooperating enough in that department, or is it silo?
So definitely, we as an organization with 200,000 plus people, we are an ecosystem in itself.
Not a small
so we
number.
do, yes, we do share the knowledge inside. But platforms like Diversity Hub organizations and SODA, who is engaging in collaboration and sharing of the knowledge, these are the platforms which can bring the companies together for together collaboration.
Let me ask this question a little differently, maybe in a somewhat more challenging way. The fact that you're multicultural and you understand across cultures is organic. It happened. You had no choice, practically, because you needed employees from all over the world. This happened.
Yes.
In terms of your conscious, deliberate efforts to improve cooperation between IT companies to strengthen this image, do you feel, Magda, that enough is happening or not?
You know, the environment is evolving constantly. So we have to take the learning, and we always say this is a journey. It's not a one-time initiative, because the generations are changing, the needs of the employees are changing as well. So we have to really come together and assess on periodic basis to see what can be done better, what can be improved. But definitely forums for collaboration, it's something that is needed. From HCL Tech side, we can definitely say that the programs we have, and we have multiple of them, they are beneficial not only for the employees, but also from, it's validated by the ecosystem, because we got multiple awards, recognitions, and this benchmarking, it serves us to recognize that we do something correct. And that's...
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Such a successful company. Promise me one thing. If there is one thing that you feel your entire industry, the IT industry, could benefit from, you will tell this directly to Marcelina, and Marcelina will tell this to her bosses at SODA, and we'll all become a better place.
Sure will do.
Marcelina, your final remark.
Yes, I will add one thing that we definitely need more research and more data in coming years, and this will allow us better benchmarking across the industry. But this is happening, and as Magda said, it's a long journey, but there is still a lot to do. But as I said, it's happening. We are organizing HR summits where DEI area is a huge part of the agenda. Based on feedback, we want to do more of such activities for our member companies. But of course, this collaboration that you mentioned, it could involve more regular webinars, conferences, collaborative workshops, or maybe even cross-company mentorship programs. So it's a lot to do, but we with partners like Diversity Hub, everything is possible to achieve the goals and to provide this knowledge sharing, I would say. Yes.
Best of luck with all those initiatives. Marcelina, thank you for joining us. Magda, stay with us for the rest of the conference. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.